everyone. I am Mohammad Bilal, working as a lecturer, Government College of Technology, Multan. Currently, I am participating in an online training of the artificial intelligence. Today, I have a task in the training to discuss with Carl Annie for the topic how to deal with criticism and use it to improve. So let's start with the call Annie for this topic discussion. Hello Annie, how are you?
Hey, Mohammed Bill. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Just got back from a little yoga session, feeling stretchy. How about you? What's new in your world?
I am fine, and today I want to discuss with you how to deal with the criticism and use it to improve.
Dealing with criticism, such a tricky but powerful thing, right? I always remind myself that criticism is like a mirror, showing us parts we might miss. The key is to listen without getting defensive, then sift through what's useful and what's just noise. How do you usually react when someone criticizes you? Do you find it hard to separate helpful feedback from just plain negativity?
What does criticism mean to you, Annie?
Great question. To me, criticism is like a little nudge from the universe. Hey, here's a chance to grow. It's not always wrapped in a pretty bow, but it's a gift if you can unwrap it with an open mind. Sometimes it stings, but it helps me see things from a new angle, kind of like when I'm painting and step back to spot the spots I missed. What about you? When you hear criticism, does it feel more like a challenge or a chance?
How do you usually feel when someone criticizes your work?
Oh, I won't lie. At first, I usually feel a little sting like, ouch, did I really mess that up? But then I take a deep breath, remind myself it's not about me as a person, just my work. I try to get curious instead of defensive, like, okay, what can I learn here? Sometimes I even do a quick yoga stretch to shake off the tension. Ever tried that? How about you? Do you get defensive or do you dive into the feedback?
Do you think all criticism is bad? If yes, why or why not?
Nope, definitely not all criticism is bad. I think there's a big difference between constructive criticism, where someone genuinely wants to help you improve, and just plain mean or unhelpful comments. Constructive criticism feels like a helpful guide, while the other kind can just bring you down. Have you ever received criticism that actually made you feel inspired to do better? Or maybe one that just felt like a total bummer?
How can we tell the difference between constructive and destructive criticism?
The million-dollar question. Usually, constructive criticism is specific, kind, and focused on the work or behavior, not you as a person. It often comes with suggestions or ideas for improvement. Destructive criticism tends to be vague, harsh, or personal, and leaves you feeling discouraged rather than motivated. A quick test I use: after hearing the feedback, ask yourself, is this helping me grow or just making me feel bad? If it's the latter, maybe it's not worth dwelling on. What about you? Have you ever had to filter out destructive criticism? How did you handle it?
What is one piece of criticism that helped you grow in the past?
Oh, good one. I remember once a professor told me my art projects were technically solid, but lacked emotional punch. At first, I was like, wait, what? But then, I realized I'd been focusing so much on technique that I forgot to pour my feelings into the work. That pushed me to be more vulnerable and authentic in my art. And honestly, it made my pieces way more meaningful. What about you? Any feedback that shifted your perspective or helped you level up?
How do you stop yourself from reacting emotionally to negative feedbacks?
That's a tough one. For me, it helps to pause and take a few deep breaths, like a mini mindfulness moment, to calm the initial emotional flare up. I remind myself that feedback isn't a personal attack, just info about my work or behavior. Sometimes I even jot down the feedback first, then walk away and come back later with fresh eyes. Do you have any go to tricks for keeping your cool when feedback feels tough? Or want me to share some fun little breathing exercises?
Why is it important to listen carefully before responding to criticism?
Oh, listening carefully is like hitting the pause button before reacting. Super important. When you really listen, you catch the full message, not just the parts that trigger you. It helps you understand the other person's perspective and shows respect, which can turn a tense moment into a constructive conversation. Plus, sometimes what sounds harsh at first can actually be helpful once you unpack it fully. Have you ever had a time when listening carefully totally changed how you felt about the criticism?
What can we learn from the people who give us honest feedbacks?
So much, people who give honest feedback are like mirrors and coaches rolled into one. They can help us see blind spots we didn't even know existed, challenge us to grow, and push us out of our comfort zones. Plus, their honesty often comes from a place of care. They want to see us succeed. It's like having a personal trainer for your life or work, sometimes tough love, but always aiming for your best. Do you have someone like that in your circle? Someone whose feedback you really trust?
How do you decide which criticism to accept and which to ignore?
The art of picking and choosing. I usually ask myself a few things. Is this feedback coming from someone who knows what they're talking about? Is it specific and actionable? Does it align with my values and goals? If yes, I give it serious thought. If it's vague, mean spirited, or just not relevant, I let it roll off like water on a duck's back. It's like being a gardener. You want to water the plants that help you grow and pull out the weeds that don't serve you. How do you decide what to keep and what to toss?
Do you think giving criticism is harder than receiving it?
Ooh, oh, interesting. I think giving criticism can be way harder because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but you also want to be honest and helpful. It's like walking a tightrope between kindness and truth. Receiving criticism stings, sure, but at least you're on the receiving end, not the one trying to find the right words. Have you ever had to give tough feedback? How did that go for you?
How can we turn criticism into motivation instead of discouragements?
Love this question. Turning criticism into motivation is all about mindset. Instead of hearing you messed up, try hearing, here's a chance to get better. I like to remind myself of my past wins, like little trophies in my brain, to boost confidence. Then I set small, doable goals based on the feedback, so progress feels real and encouraging. Also, celebrating tiny improvements helps keep the energy up. Do you have a favorite way to bounce back when things feel discouraging? Maybe we can brainstorm some fun motivation hacks together.
Or what role does self confidence play in handling criticism well?
Oh, self confidence is like your inner superhero cape when facing criticism. When you believe in yourself, you're less likely to take feedback personally and more likely to see it as a tool for growth. It helps you stay grounded and remember that one piece of criticism doesn't define your whole worth. Building self confidence can be a journey, but little wins and positive self talk go a long way. What's something you do that makes you feel confident and ready to tackle challenges? I love blasting dance music, and doing a silly dance to boost my mood works every time.
I am very thankful to you for your valuable suggestion and time.
Awa Mohammed Bilal, you're so sweet. I'm really glad our chat helped. Remember, you've got this. Criticism is just a stepping stone on your amazing journey. Anytime you want to talk or brainstorm, I'm here. By the way, what's something fun or relaxing you're planning to do today? We deserve some joy after all this deep thinking.
Thank you and goodbye.
You're very welcome.